Hi guys and welcome back to Slice of Mike. In honor of Valentine's Day, today's video is all about love and how awful it is. Why do I hate Valentine's Day? Well, I just think it tries a little too hard. If you truly love somebody, you would show them that hopefully every day out of the year, or most of the days out of the year, not just this one designated love day. Plus, I think it's kind of inconsiderate for couples to take over February the 14th. Like, what if I'm single and I just want to go eat a meal at a restaurant on Saturday and not be surrounded by kissy-faced couples? But Michael, that's not the topic of today's video. You're right. Today's video, like all the other videos ever, is about books. So let's talk about books. Maybe you have zero plans on Saturday, maybe you have all the plans on Saturday. Well, cancel them because you're gonna want to spend time with these books instead of with your GF or BF, trust me. The first book I have for you is Snuffed by Chuck Palahniuk. If you've read any Chuck Palahniuk, you know that you should expect swearing, sex, drugs, violence, all the above. It's all great stuff, and this novel is definitely full of everything of that nature. Snuff is a story of Cassie Wright, who is a porn star, and she's about to break the world record for most men fornicated with in one evening, and that number is 600 apparently. I can't imagine how sore she must be feeling right now. The book is told from 4 different perspectives. You get Sheila, who is Cassie's wrangler and assistant, and you get 3 of the men that she's about to have sex with. This book is actually a very clever satirical look at American pornography and kind of how entrenched our culture's become in that, and just the different ways that sex can be blown out of proportion by society and culture. The next book I have to recommend is The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter. This is a collection of erotic, I guess you can call them that, fairy tales. So this is a collection of short stories inspired by fairy tales like Beauty and the Beast, Puss in Boots, Little Red Riding Hood, and they're basically all fun riffs on those stories with some sex and murder thrown in. The next book I'm going to show you is definitely a little offbeat, even for an offbeat video, and that is The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. This is about a planet named Winter where all the people that live there are completely genderless and sexless, and they only have genders on certain days of the month when they have their sexual unions. I don't know why I'm making this motion. So this guy named Genly, who's basically an ambassador from a different planet, comes to Winter and tries to convince him to join his planetary alliance, and he finds it really hard to communicate with these people because he doesn't understand their culture. So to help advance his cause, Genly talks to this guy named Estraven, who's part of the... he's not even a guy, I'm sorry. He's just a sexless being. Estraven works for the king, but he also gets thrown out of the court because of this conspiracy thing, and then Genly goes to search for him, and their relationship develops into a sort of bromance, except Estraven, when he comes into this cycle, this biological cycle, turns into a woman, and that kind of confuses Genly. So it's a really interesting outlook on what it means to have a gender and to look at the world through a gendered lens. The next book on my list is also kind of quirky. It is Of Love and Other Demons by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I think I was more turned on by this book than I should have been. I'm about to sound really creepy, but this book is about a young girl living in South America who is bitten by a rabid dog in the 18th century, and in order to get the rabies out of her, they perform all these exorcisms and strange tortures on her, which basically kill her, almost. Then she's sent to a convent to recover, where she meets a priest named Father Cayetano, and they sort of have a romance, except he's obviously much older than her, so it's illicit. And then other events happen, obviously, and the girl ends up sort of being immortalized as a living fairy tale, and you'll just see what I mean if you read it. The last book, and you're gonna thank me for bringing this one up, is Palimpsest by Catherine M. Valenti, who's also the author of The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland and that series, which is my favorite series of all time. This book is about a city that can only be accessed or visited by having sex with somebody who's been there already. The main characters in this book all had a one-night stand or relationship with somebody who had been to the city, so when these characters go to sleep, they wake up in Palimpsest, but you can only access the part of the city that is tied to the tattoo of your lover. So they try to access more of the city by having sex with more people and finding each other so they can basically hook up. I'm making it sound really trashy, but it's actually not. The focus of the story is the city and the elusive quality of this place that everyone wants to be, and I think it's probably a metaphor for how we equate certain rewards to sex and how we're always looking for something beyond the simple act of sex. I'm saying sex a lot in this video, I'm sorry. And the city of Palimpsest itself is very reminiscent of the Fairyland locale from her other series, but obviously it's kicked up a notch for adults. So I love this, and I'll probably reread it sometime this year when I'm feeling bored. That's all for today. I just gave you 5 very good excuses to cancel your Valentine's Day date and spend it with a book instead of a boy. Why not? If you guys have any other suggestions for sexy or offbeat romantic books that you could read for Valentine's Day instead of spending it with a human, please leave those in the comment section below. And regardless of your plans for this Saturday, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will see you all back here on Monday. Bye!